for Photoshop. Today we will look for the selection, and one more thing I just want to highlight, which I forget to mention in my old video, that is the artboards which are introduced in Photoshop 2018, or maybe they are in 2017, but in 2019 there are definitely artboards. This behave just like uh, the artboards in Illustrator. What you can do is that before the default document for Photoshop is the background layer, which is already locked. You can see this over here, and if I draw an artboard on an empty space just like this, so this behaves an artboard just like Illustrator, and you can create multiple artboards by clicking on this plus signs, as many as you like. Over here you can observe that on the layer panel there are a number of artboards just like Illustrator. So not a big deal. You can work on this artboard also if you want multiple document, or you want to switch between different artboards for the same project. But I would recommend you to use the default Photoshop documentation. So let's get back to the selection, and just create our first selection. So this is a rectangle marquee tool, and what you can do is, my background is still locked, so whatever I have drawn over here will be on my background. So better to get a new layer, or to create a new layer, to get the things done in a neat and uh, in a neat manner. So it's a blank. This checkbox represents that it's an transparent layer. We will get back to the layers in my future videos, but now just concentrate on the selections. So this is a rectangle marquee tool. You can call it a square or whatever. So to draw a rectangle marquee tool, just drag and release, and you can see the curves over here, which I just don't want to discuss because you get confused. So just get started, make it 0, and like this is not a perfect square, but you can call it a rectangle. So if you want to select anything which is rectangle or square in size, you can use this rectangle marquee tools, which are precise. So every tool over here on your left side have an option above. So regardless, just forget select in mask, because it has its own video, so we'll discuss this later. And just come here. This one is the basic selection. For example, if I draw another rectangle, the old one will be discarded because it is on a single selection now. So look like this. You can select one item or one portion of a pixel at a time of a picture or your artwork. So if you want you want multiple selection within that picture, so what you can do is drag a square or rectangle, whatever you want as per the picture, and hold shift. You can see there's a plus sign on my cursor. Shift, and then draw inside, or this is the addition of that selection. You are adding to that selection. You can add as much as you want. These are addition to your selections. So but the same, if you want to deduct, or you want to cut out the selection, what you can do is hold Alt Option or on your keyboard, and look, the cursor change into minus, a small minus there, and drag it. So this can deduct a portion of your selection like this. Okay, and to get off this selection, the shortcut key for Adobe Photoshop is Command on Mac and Control on Windows, Command D. I'm using Mac, so just let go your selection. Whatever you have selected is now gone. Means your artboard will be there, but the selection what you have selected, it's all gone. Right. There is a fourth option over here, which is a union. This is basically a union, intersect, whatever you want to say, but it's a dual purpose. For example, if you select and click on this. So, and if I drag, this will select the portion which is in between for the old, with the old and the new selection. If I let go, look at this. This is the intersect of that selection. We will not be using this as much in the future videos because addition and subtraction can do much precise work. So just to let you know, right. Then there is a feather. What are feathers? For example, if I select, or yeah, I just want to let you know that for creating a precise square you have to hold shift and drag. No matter where you go, this will be a precise square, and you can do this either way. For example, if you hold shift and alt and drag, shift alt, it will create rectangle or square from the middle point, means we can say the anchor point, right, whatever suits you. So here's a square, and if you want to fill this square with a foreground color which is red over here, so the shortcut for foreground color is command delete, sorry, this is alt delete. The shortcut for the foreground color is alt delete, and the shortcut for background color, which is black over here, is command delete. Alt delete and command delete, these are the most easy one. Alt delete, command delete. Alright, so what are feathers? You can see over here, if you zoom the corners, it's a perfect corner, right? But if you increase the feather, right, go and zoom out, the shortcut for zoom out is alt. If you hold alt, the minus sign will come, and this means that you have to zoom out. And the shortcut or a trick for the complete scene, means on 100%, what you can say is double click on the hand sign, and this will be 100%. Right, so you get this move over here, increase it, and command D to let it go. Come back to the selection again, and now I will feather this on 25, let it say, and now I will drag and drop, and you can see the curves over here. What it will do now, if I fill this with foreground or background color, you can see the changes. This is background and this is foreground, and if you deselect it, you can see that it have this feather effects on its surroundings. These are useful when you are editing some pictures like Vignette on your corners of the pictures, or you have to darken the corners. These are very useful. Let me show you an example. We are done with the selection over here, but let's show on one picture. I have a picture over here of a model. This you can download from a free website called unsplash.com. Here's a URL, unsplash.com, and you can search whatever you want. I search for the model and this comes up, so you can download. These are official or commercially used pictures. You can they have their own free license. You can use them in your own project, so nobody will claim it. I select, let's go for elliptical marquee tool and select from the center. I'm just note that I'm doing this on, I'm creating this elliptical marquee tool on the layer, and if I fill this with foreground, select, as you can deselect also, but The feather you can do from here, but they are also, I recommend you to use these feathers like 25 already. Apply effect at canvas bound. I don't recommend you check this option, because what it will do, it will apply the feather on your corners of the document, on the corners of your picture or your artwork, which look a little weird. So what I have done is I have feather it with the right selection, and then you can select better. You, what I recommend, that use this on a new layer, selection 25 feather. Now if I fill this with my foreground or background and deselect it, you can see the selection over here. It's feather around the circle or your oval. But what if I have to select these and leave the center empty? So that where the inverse comes in. Let me get back to, yeah, and one more thing I just want to highlight, that in Photoshop 2019 you can undo as much as you want, as compared to the older versions, which you can undo I think 1 to 2 steps, and then you have to shift command Z to undo further. But here you can go all the way back. So here's our selection, and what you can do is right click, select inverse. So this this selection, select inverse, selects all the surrounding, leaving the center empty. So now if I select, now if I fill this with the foreground or background, this is my background and this is my foreground color. Let's go with the background color. Background color, and you deselect, you can see the feather over here. The reason for selecting it on a different layer is that you can reduce the opacity if you want to give it an effect. For example, if the previously I was doing it on a layer, and if I reduce the opacity of a layer, the opacity of the layer itself, the whole layer, will be lower down. So now if I reduce the opacity of layer 1, so you can see it's a very subtle effect like this, a type of spotlight, or you can see whatever you want to do. Or further you can do, you can select this and you can increase the selection as per your requirement. Suit yourself. This will give you the same effect you can have, the vignette effect you can have in Adobe Lightroom versions. So here are some basic for the selections, and just let me know that what else you want to learn further. I will divide the selections video into 2 parts because this video is getting much long. So for the other lasso, polygon and magnetic and magic wand tool, this will be explained in the further videos. Do like, share, and let me know if you want anything further. Thank you very much.